As we get a little older, it's amazing how many little pills can end up in our daily routine. A pill for blood pressure, another for cholesterol, maybe something for joint pain or sleep. And before you know it, you've got a whole lineup of medications on your kitchen counter. Now here's the thing, those medications are supposed to help us, right? But if we're not careful, they can sometimes cause more harm than good. And the scary part? Many of us don't even realize we're making mistakes until something goes wrong. That's why today we're talking about dangerous medication mistakes people over 70 often make and how to avoid them. Because staying healthy isn't just about taking your meds. It's about taking them the right way. So let's start with one of the biggest and most common mistakes I see. Have you ever taken an over-the-counter pain reliever like ibuprofen or Tylenol without thinking twice? Maybe you had a headache or some joint stiffness, so you popped one without checking with your doctor first. Here's the problem. Many common medications, even the ones you can buy without a prescription, can interact badly with your regular prescriptions. For example, if you're on blood thinners, certain pain relievers can increase your risk of bleeding. Or if you take blood pressure medication, some decongestants, like those in cold medicines, can send your blood pressure skyrocketing. And it's not just pills. Even supplements like ginkgo biloba or St. John's wort can interfere with medications. So, what's the solution? The key to staying safe with your medications is simple. Always check with your doctor or pharmacist before adding anything new, even something as seemingly harmless as an over-the-counter remedy. Keeping an updated list of all your medications and supplements, yes, even vitamins, is another essential step. So make sure to bring it with you to every doctor's appointment. And whenever you're prescribed something new, don't hesitate to ask, does this interact with anything else I'm taking? That one question could save you from serious complications down the road. Now let's be honest, how many of us have forgotten to take a pill at some point? You get busy, distracted, or maybe you just don't feel like taking it that day. But here's what happens next. You remember later and think, oh, I'll just take 2 to catch up. Big mistake. Skipping doses can make your medication less effective, especially for things like blood pressure or diabetes meds, where consistency is key. And doubling up, that can lead to dangerous side effects or even overdose. Here's how to stay on track. Taking your medications correctly doesn't have to be complicated. Start with a simple pill organizer. They're inexpensive, easy to use, and incredibly helpful for managing daily doses. To make sure you never miss a dose, set reminders using whatever works best for you. Your phone, a sticky note on the fridge, or even an old-fashioned alarm clock. And if you do happen to forget a dose, don't panic. Just check the medication instructions or call your pharmacist for guidance rather than guessing what to do. Remember, your medication can only do its job if you take it the right way at the right time. Now, these first 2 mistakes are huge, but there's another one that's just as important, and it's something many of us brush off as just part of getting older. Let's talk about ignoring side effects and why that's a risk you don't want to take. Our bodies change as we age, and sometimes that means medications affect us differently than they used to. A pill you've taken for years might suddenly start causing dizziness, fatigue, or even confusion. And here's the dangerous part. Too many of us dismiss these changes as just aging instead of recognizing them as potential side effects. That brings us to ignoring side effects and assuming they're normal. Let me tell you about my friend, Margaret. She'd been on the same blood pressure medication for a decade with no issues, until she started feeling lightheaded every time she stood up. She brushed it off, thinking, well, I am getting older. Turns out, her medication dosage was too strong now that her weight had changed, and her blood pressure was dropping too low. A simple adjustment by her doctor fixed it, but if she'd waited longer, she could have fallen and broken a hip. Here's the truth. Side effects aren't something you just live with. They're your body's way of saying, hey, something's not right here. What to do instead? Staying informed and proactive is the best way to manage your medication safely. Start by familiarizing yourself with the common side effects of your prescriptions. Your pharmacist can easily provide you with a detailed list, eliminating any guesswork. Pay close attention to your body and keep track of any new symptoms, whether it's dizziness, nausea, mood changes, or even unusual dreams, especially after starting a new medication. If you notice anything out of the ordinary, don't hesitate to bring it up with your doctor. It's also important to remember that suddenly stopping certain medications, like some antidepressants or pain relievers, can be risky. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your regimen, as they can guide you on how to taper off safely if needed. Your golden years should be filled with vitality, not overshadowed by unexplained fatigue or brain fog. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. Your health and well-being are worth it. Raise your hand if you've ever grabbed the wrong pill bottle because the name sounded similar. Hydroxyzine and hydralazine, Celebrex and Celexa, even lisinopril and levothyroxine. They're a mouthful and they're easy to mix up. And here's where it gets scary. Taking the wrong medication, even once, can land you in the hospital. How to avoid this trap? Staying safe with your medications starts with simple but crucial habits. Always read labels carefully under bright light or with a magnifying glass. No squinting allowed. It's also important to keep medications in their original bottles, even if you're tempted to combine them to save space. Mixing pills in one container might seem convenient, but it increases the risk of mistakes. Another smart move? Talk to your pharmacist about potential name confusion between your medications. They can help by adding bold warning stickers to look-alike bottles or even switching to different colored caps for easier identification. These small precautions take just moments but can prevent serious mix-ups. After all, a little extra attention today can save you from big headaches tomorrow. Now, we've covered 4 big mistakes so far, but there's one more that's just as critical, especially if you've been taking the same prescriptions for years. It's about failing to review your medications regularly, and why that set it and forget it mindset can backfire. You know, there's something I've noticed about medications. Once they become part of our routine, we tend to just keep taking them. Year after year, same dosage, same prescription, no questions asked. But here's what doctors wish more seniors knew. Medication needs change as your body changes. What worked perfectly at 65 might be too strong or too weak at 75. Think about it. When was the last time your doctor looked at every single pill you're taking and asked, do you still need this? If it's been more than a year, you're overdue for what's called a medication review. Here's why this matters. As we age, our bodies process medications differently, and what was once a safe dosage may no longer be ideal. Your kidneys and liver, which filter drugs from your system, naturally slow down over time. This means medications can accumulate in your body, potentially leading to unwanted side effects or even toxicity. Certain drugs that were fine for short-term use can become problematic when taken long-term. For instance, some common sleep aids and pain relievers have been associated with memory issues when used continuously. Perhaps most surprising is that you might still be taking medications you no longer actually need. Many people discover they feel better after discontinuing certain prescriptions. A clear sign that regular medication reviews with your doctor are essential for maintaining optimal health as you age. Staying on top of your prescriptions is easier than you might think. Make it an annual ritual to gather every medication you take, including eye drops, supplements, and those as needed pills, and bring them to your primary care doctor for a thorough review. This complete picture allows your physician to assess everything you're taking at once. When you're there, don't hesitate to ask 2 crucial questions that could make all the difference. Is this still the right dose for my age? And can we stop any of these? These simple inquiries open the door to important conversations about optimizing your medication regimen. For an extra layer of safety, consider scheduling a medication review with your pharmacist. Many pharmacies offer this service at no cost, and their trained eye can identify potential overlaps, interactions, or safer alternatives you might not have considered. Taking these proactive steps puts you firmly in the driver's seat of your own healthcare. Your health is worth protecting, so let's recap the key steps to staying safe with your medications. First, always check for potential interactions before starting any new pill, even if it's labeled as natural. A quick conversation with your doctor or pharmacist can prevent harmful mix-ups. Consistency is crucial, so never skip or double up on doses. Setting reminders or using a pill organizer can help you stay on track without guesswork. If you experience side effects, don't dismiss them as just a part of getting older. Speak up. Your healthcare provider can adjust your medications to keep you feeling your best. Be cautious with look-alike pills, as mix-ups can happen easily. Store medications in their original bottles and use bright lighting when taking them to avoid confusion. Finally, make it a habit to review your medications with your doctor at least once a year. This simple step ensures your prescriptions stay up to date and effective. Your future self will thank you. Let's be real. Nobody expects you to be a medication expert. But now that you're aware of these common pitfalls, you're already taking meaningful steps towards safer, smarter health choices. Every time you double-check a label, set a reminder, or ask your doctor, "Is this still right for me?" you're adding vitality to your years. This isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's about claiming the vibrant, independent life you deserve. Those little pills, they're tools to help you live big, to travel, spoil grandkids, or finally start that garden. That's what we're protecting. Have you ever spotted a medication issue before it became serious? Maybe you realized a side effect wasn't just aging or caught a look-alike pill mix-up. Share your story below. Your experience could be the warning someone else needs to stay safe. If this resonated with you, pay it forward. Tap like to help others find this info, and subscribe for more no-nonsense tips about thriving in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Here's to your health. May it be as bold, bright, and unapologetically you as the life you're building. See you next time.